Well, welcome to Owlwood, Owlwood, in the province of Antwerp, the south of Antwerp, and it's stopped raining, which is good, and I have a confession to make. Welcome to Simon's living room, Simon NoChaNoMa. I can't see your comments because I was getting everything ready and I came out and got here and then thought, I've forgotten something. I think I've forgotten something. I've forgotten my other phone. So I have no idea whether anybody's actually seeing this or if you're there, if you're saying hi or commenting or making, rude suggestions. I can't see it. I have no idea. So what you're going to have to do is put up with me for about an hour, wandering around in the woods, mumbling to myself or to you, and hopefully it will be entertaining. But I've got out and got some fresh air. I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning getting that advert done, so it's good. But anyway, here we are. It's known as the wood corner of there's three little villages, well, agglomerations, former villages that were part of the province of Antwerp and are now kind of like suburbs of the city of Antwerp. But in the past they had large areas of woodland, of which this is one. Hang on, I shall just and it's nice and autumny, as you can see, and very peaceful. You possibly can't hear the traffic in the background. There's a little stream. I'm streaming a stream whilst it's streaming. And the leaves are just... We had remnants of Storm Kieran a couple of weeks ago, so lots of the leaves have already been blown away. But there seems to be just enough for this to be a justifiable autumn walk. And there's things rotting. Let it rot, as was said in the introduction, in the advert. And here we are, rotting logs. I wonder if we'll find any rotting animals. I don't know. I had a rotting animal in the advert. I just thought it was appropriate. Autumn, end of the season of mists, mellow fruitfulness, and rotting bodies. Ripening. And as a ripe old YouTuber, I think it's appropriate. At least now I'm hopefully streaming. It seems to be streaming. I'll find out in about an hour whether I was just talking to myself or not. Ooh, look, rain. Can you hear the rain? I've got an umbrella. It's just a shower. Doesn't seem to be getting through the leaves much good, luckily. Oh, hang on, yes it is. Right, bear with me. Umbrella noises and movements. No, you'll just hear rain on the umbrella. And here we have a nice tree, rotting, standing and rotting, with a rather sort of disgusting looking fungus. So this is called Owlwood, presumably because at certain times of the day and the year you will encounter owls, or hear them at least. It's not very often that you see owls flitting about. I've seen them when I lived in the Lake District, in the sort of dusk, flying over fields. It's quite spectacular. And at my parents' place, not far from the Lake District, in an evening, all you could hear sort of bats and owls. More rotting stuff. Very vibrantly coloured rotting. You hear that of black or orange. Black or orange rot. Interesting. Tree just... No, there's nothing left. There's nothing left alive on it. Let's have a look. I thought perhaps it was just another tree leaves that were encroaching upon it that made it look alive. It's definitely dead. It's dead, Jim. Right, I have to find the path again because I've no idea where I'm going. Oh, I can see people, so I have to sort of. I'm obviously on the right track. I might let them go past first. I might not appreciate mad Englishman talking to his phone without any feedback. So if I go quiet at certain points, it's either I've lost signal or I've lost something to say, which is remarkable for me. I'm quite amazed at myself that I'm able to sort of keep going verbal diarrhea for an hour without any feedback. I suppose I really should have looked up the history, but it's all, it's all like much of a muchness, medieval period this, early medieval period, late dark ages, all that sort of business, monks and woodlands and abbeys and stuff. Right. Should be quiet now. No. Looking rather puzzled as to what this chap was doing with his phone. Right, I stopped raining now. It was just a shower, but it's proper weather now. It's no longer is it, global warming is at your doorstep. You can't deny it. It's back to sort of, I've got my thermals on under my trousers sort of weather. I think it's 8 degrees is the maximum temperature at the moment with sort of rain. But today was supposed to be the better of the 2 days of the weekend, so I thought I'd come out. And also because I haven't got a guest. My friend in Tokyo was asking, why are you going out? Do you not have a guest? I said no. Which I haven't had for a while. Oh, well, if you're there, not that much guest. Yes, you were there in a week. But, yes, it's, apparently it's renowned for oak trees. I think they appear to be oaks. Don't ask me what particular species of oak. I have no idea. I'm just getting caught in brambles there. Oh, sorry. Turn you back. Just for a bit of variety. Bracken. I don't know what it is in Dutch. Peppo, if you're watching, you can tell me in comments what bracken is in Dutch. You get this in near where I'm from in England. In the summer it's like all green and carcinogenic, apparently. And in the winter it's dead and brown. Ooh, interesting, like broken tree. So yes, over there, beyond these trees, is actually a castle park, Castle of Boekhout, which is apparently, one of those old, Middle Ages, Renaissance, restored, blah blah blah, and apparently still occupied. And there are connecting paths, but you're not allowed to go into that area. So we can't go and see the castle or its grounds. And it has by far the biggest share, 185 acres or something, of this wooded area belongs to the castle. Now you can tell we're in Flanders, but it's not just little streams everywhere. It's ditches to let the water from the ground run out, because it's so flat here that if you don't do that, everything just gets waterlogged. But I have to say, it's very peaceful. If I ignore the jet flying off to holiday destinations in the sky above. It's quite peaceful. And possibly not overly stimulating, but have a cup of tea, put your feet up. And if I shut up for a minute, you can just appreciate the nature sounds. And if the signal is good enough, it should be in full HD, so you can immerse yourself. I shall go quiet for a couple of minutes. There. Well, I don't know whether that was a case. It felt like that for me. Shut up, Simon. I was just relaxing, said the audience. Yes, it's unfortunate that I left my spare phone at home. Possibly due to lack of sleep. Also, driving here I thought would be quite simple, and it was quite simple, and then I discovered that for a small section of the way here, with it being Antwerp, I had to drive through a low emission zone with my crappy old car. I'm just hoping that I was only in the low emission zone very, very briefly for about, a couple of 200-300 meters, and hopefully I won't be penalised for that. I won't have taken a picture of the car and assumed that I was breaking the law or something. With that, I was free to then pollute all the areas outside of the low emission zone, including the small, narrow suburban streets that I had to drive through to get here. Early enough in the morning, so we're not ticking all the autumn boxes. We're not ticking any boxes, say the audience. Apparently, number 19. Okay, I'm on 19. Right. Over a bridge. Fee, five, no, it's not that. No, it's Billy Goat's Gruff. I used to read the Billy Goat's Gruff story to my kids when they were little. The 3 Billy Goat's Gruff. Many, 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 many times with the voices. Right. That way leads to sort of openness and greyness. Let's go this way, which leads to densely leaved greenness. Or not particularly. And I'm a bit disappointed in the range of autumn colours. It's you get yellow and yellow and a bit of brown. Yes, this will not be the most fascinating or engaging live stream that you will have encountered. Anybody new to this channel. We're not wandering around the streets of Tokyo. There is no people to liven things up. There's just my voice and the sound of rain, aeroplanes, trees in the wind, stepping stones, wooden stepping stones. If the gimbal goes crazy, it's either the gimbal going crazy or I've just slipped off these stepping stones. Everybody's on the edge of their seat with anticipation that I'm going to slip off. Now, what does this say? Whoop, oh, God. Don't disturb. Don't disturb what? It says... Oh, it's a resting area for plants and animals. Don't enter. Oh, well. I shall not. I have to go back on the stepping stones, because this is quite damp and muddy here. Which is a nice change. So it's a reassuring change to see sort of mud and puddles and not hard-baked earth and dry grass. Oh, hello. Where does that go? There's definitely a and a woven fence of woven branches. Don't often see that. Quite frustrating not being able to see your comments if there's anybody watching. I should imagine perhaps the regulars are there. Hello, Peppo. Hello. Oh, not that much this. Hello, vids of your mom. Who else? Who else is going to be there? Alas, are you there? Alas, it's Saturday, so I mean, and it's 11th of November, so it's Armistice Day, so you might have a day off, actually. Or you might be out with the dog. And I don't know if Kimberly's there. I don't know whether Kimberly bothers watching me anymore. But Kimberly and I are probably going to meet up again at around Christmas when I go to England to visit my parents. I'm going to go and pop down and visit Kimberly again. I'm going to indulge in cocktails once more. Right, I think that just goes out of the woods. We're not out of the woods yet, folks. We have to go this way. There's a large pool of water here. And the sun's coming out. This is what I was hoping for. That sort of makes the colours a little bit more vibrant. I'm going to take a photograph. I promised my friend in Tokyo, who's stuck inside, that I would take pictures. If I press the right thing. Yes. So this is the sort of would not really survive from, because it's extremely muddy here. More and more wooden stepping stones for me to slip on. Oh, that's nice. Shot. Excuse me, I'm just taking pictures. If I can find the button to take the pictures, there we are. Turn you back a second. Ooh, got the sun shining on us. I shall be in silhouette. There we are. I'm trying. Oh, I just sprayed mud up the back of my leg. I see where sort of the woods are quite sort of tucked in between fields and roads. It is the most densely populated area of Western Europe, so. This is my printer is being a nuisance, and I asked for full colour and it gave me sort of pale mauve for everything. So I'm obviously running out of ink. I'm not entirely sure, and there are supposed to be like signposts with numbers on, not the ones that we saw before, but walking like track numbers, like we've used before on walks. I haven't spotted any of them yet, so God knows where I am. That's the end of the stepping stones. It's quite obviously not the most popular walking spot in and around the villages found here, having seen only 2 people, which is, you know, on the one hand not much of a problem, because I don't have to keep sort of like saying hello and having groups of people wave at me. But I mean I remember a few months ago we did a walk. I almost went on the same walk. I thought, oh, that looks nice, and then I realised no, we've done that one where the with the hunters. Remember the hunters? All in their sort of orange fluorescent jackets and like dead birds dangling from their arms. They walked past us. And I was going to go and get a cup of tea afterwards. And then another walk I did, and a group of women walkers all sort of said hello. But no, nobody here, just me in the mud and dead stuff. Hang on. Oh, can you hear the stream? Can hear a bird in the stream. And my muddy feet. Oh dear. It's quite muddy. And very green. Remember Cobrat came on the stream once and she was super impressed by how green it was over here in Europe compared to California. I have to admit, you know, it's always nice to have this level of green. And I don't know why they put these stepping stones here, so sure you don't sink into the mud. Now, are we going the right way? That just appears to go into a coppice. We're going to cop off into a coppice, or we're going to go over another bridge. We'll go over the other bridge. And the water is flowing, which is reassuring. It means that there is at least some profile to the land. It looks flat, but it's not entirely flat. Oh, more people. I spoke too soon, obviously. But it is an indication that I'm on the right track. No. Right, it's one of those walks. Hello, everybody. It's one of those walks where if I wander off, I disappear. So we shall remain in this area and not go into that area. Terribly sorry. I was like just signal just disappeared as I went to take that photograph. Right, well head towards the light. Go to the light, Simon. Go to the light. Well, I head to the light over there. And that's rather nice. Take a picture, you bugger. Come on, take a picture. Yeah, okay. Oh, right. Stepping stones. So this could be quite a short walk, given that the other part of the walk has no signal. I can show you the sort of the area in which the wood is situated, which is the outer suburbs of Antwerp. And then you'll know not to come here. Think, let's not go there. It doesn't look all that nice. Actually, I was getting flashbacks driving here. You know, I looked on the map and it looked straightforward, and I didn't have to go you know, any sort of complicated route or anything. And then I discovered, you know, as soon as I got to that bit where I was off the ring road and going off the motorway and onto the ring road around Antwerp, I thought, I recognise this. You know, after I got over my initial panic that I was temporarily in the low emission zone, I realised where I was, and I was on the route I took more than 10 years ago on a regular basis to go and pick up my Chinese girlfriend, and I drove past the petrol station where she would wait for me, because I wasn't permitted to pick her up from her house. She didn't want me to know where that was for some reason. It was all very strange driving back there. Things you learn on Simon NoChaNoMa. I'm on stepping stones again. This has been the Stepping Stone Show with Simon NoChaNoMa. Rambling on, letting you rot. I hope you're all rotting nicely in your sofas and your beds, at home, on your phones, or on a big 4K screen, trying to explain to your family why you're watching this. And who is this person you are watching? Now then, if I go straight on, I think I will come back to the road where I parked my car. Oh, the thrills of live stream walking. I like the sun there, I like it flitting through the branches in a Komorebi style. It's looking very, very rural, isn't it? And picturesque, I have to say. And there's a what they call a dreef in a drive in Dutch, which is basically lines of planted trees along a pathway, possibly related to the castle in some way. More mud. The wind noise. There's possibly wind noise occurring now, for which I apologise. But you know, outdoors, nature can't be avoided. Did not bring a dead cat. I thought I'd be able, I've got even got green trousers on that you saw earlier. I've got a green jacket, brown scarf, brown hat, brown boots. I did at one point consider sort of wearing russet, my sort of orangey brown cord jacket, a russet jumper, a russet shirt, and the green pants, and be sort of really countrified and autumny. I thought, no, that would be a bit over the top. Oh, hang on. Fallen tree. And an ambulance. So you could be saying lots of interesting things and making witty comments, and I stupidly have no way to find out whether that is the case. So I'm just imagining your witty comments and bantering amongst yourselves. All 1, 2, 3 or less of you. Next week on the show, more people in the audience, possibly. I don't know. Yes, will I do a show from England, I wonder? Possibly. Yes. Perhaps if I go and see Kimberly. Although I wasn't particularly want to be on the show. And anyway, we'll be too busy exploring Liverpool's cocktail bars again. So, at least there's still a signal. That's good. I've not disappeared. Damn, said the audience. They were hoping to go and go and do something else. He's not gone. Captive audience. I have a captive audience. In my imagination, at least. Brambles. Brambles that have... Dead brambles. Dead brambles and... Dead brambles with little shriveled balls. There we go. A shriveled bramble. Oh God, get your feet caught in them as well. Look at that. Autumn sunshine. It's looking very, very pleasant. I like autumn. The autumn sun. Cool weather, sunshine, with a bit of blue sky, white fluffy clouds. No loud noises. Very peaceful. If I shut up for a minute. There's actually more life in that graveyard I went to last Halloween. Going on. That was more lively. There were people there. Yes, Saturday afternoon in Belgium. Remote woodlands are not the most popular destination. It's all much of a muchness really though, isn't it? I thought there'd be a bit more variety to the woods. But I think these are beech trees. Oak. There's a distinct lack of things to show you, really. I thought perhaps there would be, you know, I suppose it's the wrong time of year for flowers in the woods. Hang on, let's go this way. Deeper into the woods. Well, there's an arrow. It means I'm going possibly the right way. I think there's near Antwerp, and there's an airfield near Antwerp called Deurne. And I think you can probably hear the old piston engine aircraft. They fly out from there. Oh, try not to walk in the puddle. Let's take another picture of my friend. Oh. Unfortunately, there doesn't appear to be any cafes or anything. I didn't pass any cafes. I'll have to look on Google Maps when I get back to the car after the show. Fancy going for a coffee and as long as I don't go into the low emission zone, I should be alright. Coffee and a cake. That would be nice. So this was the Owlwood, devoid of owls, as it seems, at least at this time of the day anyway. Devoid of pretty much anything, really. If you like plants, it's It's a wonderland. If you like animals, good luck. More mud. If I knew how to get to sort of that castle, but that might have been interesting to have a look at least from the gate. Ooh, procession caterpillar. I don't know what it is in English, but it's a kind of caterpillar, hairy caterpillar thing. That causes extreme itchiness if you get the hairs on you. I remember once at work there was a plague of them in the area, and one of the trees at work was apparently filled with them. And my boss and I didn't realise this, and were like cutting the branches off the tree, just trimming it. And the next day we were like absolutely sort of covered in itching like red sort of marks. Couldn't figure out what it's, and it was all the sort of the hairs of the caterpillars that were on the tree branches and from the tree. It was horrible. I had to get the fire brigade came in and sort of vaporised them. So, I think we're on this side, nature. On that side, chain link fence. Because that's where human poo gets filtered out of the water for all the people. Now what? All right, sorry. I think I went into a blind spot there. There will have been a little hitch, like a spinning circle of. Can I switch off now? Christmas trees. Yes, when I watch the replay of this, I may fast forward quite a lot. Your captive audience having to watch every minute of it. When I check my replays back to see how it went and how I sounded and what it looked like, sometimes I sit there and listen, and I'm amused by my responses to comments or things that I say off the cuff, having had several glasses of wine or something. I have no glasses of wine and no way to interact with the audience at the moment. Connect. Alright. So, near the sewage works of Bookout, there are blind spots for Wi-Fi or signal. So I'm still wandering about aimlessly. Well, going back towards the car, passing the sewage works, coming out of the Owlwood. So you've not missed much. Perhaps I might not tell my friend in Tokyo that I went to see the autumn colours near a sewage works. I've been blinded by the sun again. Sorry. Hang on. see me going in and out of the light. Look at the traffic. I must be back towards where my car is. There didn't appear to be any. I think possibly I've done the entire route that was on this piece of paper. It was only like 2.9 kilometres, which is basically a walk to the shops and back. So thank you for joining me on my walk. See, we're sort of civilisations over there. I think that's a farm. Right, this may be a shorter live stream than anticipated. I didn't do my research thoroughly. I didn't research whether there'd be a signal in certain parts of the woods or not. So apologies for that. More people. Well, it's understandable. It's a very nice day, actually. We're coming to the end of the walk. As you can hear the traffic building up. There's actually a village that I drove through, or a suburb of Antwerp, called Hove. For all those of you who are familiar with Britain, like Alas perhaps. It's not quite the Hove of Brighton and Hove, but it's spelt exactly the same. And it's also sort of like posh suburban. So it has something in common with Hove. And the other village around here is called Lint, as in like a piece of lint. And then the other one is Boekhout, which is difficult to pronounce if you're not very good in Dutch. It's Boechout. So you don't say it as you write it, as it's written. So here we are. They're taking off their waterproofs. I brought my waterproofs just in case. But I think that fended off because it was like the sky was grey and rainy as I drove here. But look at it now. Rather nice. I'll get a shot of the woods. And my friend. There we are. So we'll just get back to the car. I'll possibly get in the car and I'll round things up. So there's the village of Hove over there. Right. My car key. Okay. This is the bit you don't often see on the live stream. This is behind the scenes. I'm not driving with this. Okay. Right, turn you back to me. Well. I managed to talk for an hour, or nearly an hour. All right. Liana Kea. Remember that short I did? Like with the Asian squat short? If you've not seen it, it's on my channel. The YouTuber that inspired it has just uploaded a video about the making of her mini-series. I might go and have a look at that. But I'm now going to go and Google on Google Maps and look for a place to have a cup of coffee and a cake or something like that. Ideally in a cozy cafe, and I shall let you know on Discord or wherever whether that was successful. But I think that is more or less calling it a day. I'm calling it a day, really. Which is what I'm trying to get at. Due to the fact that I can't see what you're saying, if you're saying anything at all, if there's anybody there, and you're all bored out of your skulls. But that was Let It Rot. A brief look at autumn in Flanders, which I do generally once a year on this show. So that was it for this year. Next week on Simon NoChaNoMa, your guess is as good as mine. Perhaps I'll get a guest. Perhaps I won't. Perhaps I'll go out again. Perhaps I won't. We shall see. But anyway, thank you for joining me. For those of you watching the replay, you can fast forward at any point. Freeze frame for the nice scenery and ignore the rest, whatever. But you're welcome to join me again next week too. And like and subscribe and stuff like that. But I'm now getting warm because the sun's coming in and I'm like fully padded. Right, I'm going to go now, finally, and see you all again.